Don't let the log win. Nails always travel in flocks. This will measure about 1 inch away, right there, but it will not pick up that hunk of metal from here to here. Yeah, exactly. Hey folks, welcome again to Sawing with Robert, Milton, and Chip. That little guy right there is in the way that blade guide rolling, so I can't make that cut. So what I need to do is do a scooch that way. And you'll notice that the two-plane clamp is nowhere to be seen because it is actually on this side of the log acting as a backstop. Now yes, these backstops are up because these aren't touching. The last thing you want to do is the whole log to rotate while the band is in the head, or while the band is in the log. That will try to destroy the head. So I'm right at 24 inches. Gently rotate the whole mess sideways. So I know what you see on the interweb where everybody's wanting these great big huge double live edge wide slabs. Yes, they do sell, but we are a business, and in our experience, moderately wide 20 to 23 inch wide slabs sell as good or better than the crazy wides. When I get to this point on a log, I don't hesitate. I will try to get some single live edge out of it, which is what I'm doing, and let's just keep on sawing. This log's got a little paper on this side, no big deal. It's only going to go through one cut. Are you kidding me? I think I just hit a nail. Well, folks, we hit a nail. We were doing good. We were on the short rows and bang, hit a nail. Sure you could hear it on the video. It's not real hard to spot. Look, this is the cut before you hit. Look how smooth it is. And this is the cut after you hit it. So this must be it. Pretty much trashed that blade. Look at that. Sharp, dull, real dull, crazy dull, stupid dull. Man, that one took out a few. Not what I wanted to have happen. Nails really mess up the surface of the wood. Yeah, there's some pretty cool ways to get nails out, or you can just go the whole hog method that I do. I've pulled some nails out. This little guy right here is a man, he is in there. Wonder what he is. I want to break him off again. There we go. Man, that kind of explains why it was so hard to get out. Guys, don't put big old nails in your wood.
Yeah, well, I got it out. Man, look at all that metal stain right there. This, even though I dug a crater getting it out, that's the problem with nails. They pretty much ruin the wood around them, whether you crater it or not. So if you ever want to lose a customer, or really pick one off, sell a board to a customer and the board still has some shrapnel in it, and he runs it through his planer and he chips his knives out. Whew, don't do that. So, if some of you will remember, I'm not a real big fan of metal detectors. I've not had a lot of good luck with them. Matter of fact, here's what happened to the last one I bought. I hit the on button, nothing. Change the battery, hit the on button, nothing. This is the problem with metal detectors, at least the ones that I buy. Now I bought some of those great big ones, you know, the decoil. They always work when you don't need them, but when you're actually trying to use them for something other than walking down the beach trying to find somebody's lost engagement ring, they're pretty much useless. I'll show you how a pissed off engineer troubleshoots a cheap ass metal detector. You want to carefully open these up with surgical precision because you don't want to damage any of the internal components. So me being a high-end rocket scientist type engineer, I'm going to do my best to be delicate. These things. Oh, that's right. Let's look at it now. Yep. It's obvious that there's an issue with the circuit board. After that, I finally bought a real one, and we're going to give it a try. It's a Garrett. Most of the logs that I'm buying are from the deep woods, and you don't really see a lot of nails in it. But I bought this guy, the Garrett Pro Pointer 2. The way I judge things is if you have to use the manual to figure it out, it's not a good product. Typically the reason I don't use metal detectors is because the metal is so deep in the wood, they really just don't pick it up very easily. And then by the time you get a log or a cant on the sawmill, a normal D-head or large metal detector picks up so much garbage around the mill that it's useless. So the only one I've ever had any success with is using a pinpointer, but in the past those have been less than successful. So Garrett obviously is a very good name brand. So I just bought one. Let's turn it on. Okay. Oop. Buzzing. Oh. What I do know about them is when you turn them on, it's got a little light. You want to hold them out in the middle of nowhere so they can self-calibrate. And let's take a look at this and see if there's any more metal. I'm not sure how well this stupid thing's going to work, but here's a little piece of metal. So you put it face down. Since they're a pinpointer, that's where they sense. They've got a pretty small pickup radius, so you pretty much got to hit it, but I'm not feeling anything, and I'm just going to casually swipe over the metal. Look at that. Now, I don't know how deep this goes, but at least right here, I'm pretty convinced there's no more metal because it's picking up this little piece right here. That's actually pretty good. I'm impressed for not having used this since I destroyed that one last year of a different brand. So, good things. Now what we need to do, nails always travel in flocks. Anytime you see some discoloration, you want to check it. I see little marks here that could just be from me, but basically just mow the lawn. I'm not really seeing anything anywhere else, but we definitely need, well, I'll take that back. Uh-oh, this ain't good. I see two black streaks right here. It looks like I may have glanced off a nail. And yep. Those are nails. Son of a... It's actually picking up something. Well, this is interesting. So this is exactly what I was talking about, of how deep they'll go. So obviously it's picking that up. Those two guys right there are nails. But look at the depth. It's not picking that up through that much wood. Gets it to right about there. Let's try this one. Right about there. So I would say this will measure about an inch away, right there, but it will not pick up that hunk of metal from here to here. So there you go, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what I wanted to be doing this morning. Using my good Harbor Freight screwdriver for this. So old, you just barely touch it. Wanting to break. And I don't know what these things are. These little guys. This one's a soft little fella. Some of you guys are wondering why I'm not using a nail puller. I used to have one. This thing is like, not sure what that is. I like using a smaller chisel when I get nails, just so I don't totally nuke the entire site. But in all honesty, I'm about ready to get the chainsaw out on this thing. I have no idea what that is. Oh, I'm getting not happier by the second. So it's definitely not your normal nail. This is like a piece of stranded cable, because it may hook around to there, it may go to there. There ain't no telling where this thing goes. And I'm pretty much tired of wasting time on it. I may see if this is a flat. I don't know why that one's flat either. I bet it was a clothesline. That's why I'm having trouble getting it out. Basically involving this whole corner of what I want to work with. So if you see the wheels turning, I'm trying to come up with a strategy. So I'm going to rotate out of this and start coming in from the other side and see what I can salvage. Basically, if you have a landmine, stay away. That gives me that side and all that, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Stay tuned. We put all this stuff up. Alright, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to take this whole corner and I'm going to address it last. This is one of those I'll figure it out as I'm doing it kind of deals. So I just put a new band on. I want to have some good clean cuts here. Probably gonna get one more now. Like I say, I'm kind of changing my plan as I go. The known metal is down here. I'm gonna rotate up and start taking filler boards. I'm going to try to flip this with a tooth plane. There you go. So here's one of the really cool things about a chain turner. You can hook a tooth under the cant and actually translate or pull the cant this way by just using a tooth. So I'm actually using the clamp now as a backstop. I'm using it as one of these. Actually, I've done that several times on this log. I guess I never realized how many times I do it on a log until I actually filmed it, but I use my clamp as a backstop a lot, so there you go.
This is one of the big advantages of a chain turner. It lets you do stuff like this. If any of you guys are ever buying a sawmill and wondering if a chain turner is worth it or not, yes. It's really one more very valuable tool to manipulate your cants and your logs other than just turning them. So again, you can see right here where I was using this tooth, pulling that. But when they're brand new, they're razor sharp and they cut like chainsaw teeth. So just dull them a little bit with a side grinder. That makes a big difference. And we hit more metal. Wow, this log was a nest of metal. So once again, the plan has gone out of the window. I guess I probably should have checked this side too with my metal detector, but there is no better metal detector than your sawmill. Now that we've hit a nail again, it's all kind of in the same area, but on a completely different side of the log. So now it's turned more into a salvage operation. That wire again, this whole area. Well, see, that's just it. That ain't happening. Look at that. Look at all these teeth that's stripped off. Unsalvageable. Let's go to plan 37 that would strip that many teeth off a band. That's pretty brutal. So we need to look at that. And I might consider putting one of my old bands on and just finishing this thing up. On the other hand, I might just consider taking it and throw it in a burn pit. I'm not sure. I'm just not wasting my time here. All kinds of metal right in there. And that's a lot of it too. I mark it fairly plainly so that if I've hit metal on this face, hit metal on that face, hit metal on that face, hit metal here, hit metal here. I don't know if there's any metal here, but certainly there's metal all through there. And that may just be an unhappy log. I might as well just run this log out. It's been a pain in the rear end. I hate to give up on it. You guys would think less of me if I just chucked it in the old burn pit. It's a weakness I have. I don't like to lose even to a log. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get on that stack of old bands I got, a dull one, and I'm gonna sacrifice one more band, which is stupid. I'm saying it's stupid. You don't have to give me comments and say this is stupid. This is stupid. I'm going to do it anyway. Because now I'm a little aggravated. I'm going to turn the frowny face into a smile there. And I'm going to whack on this side a little bit. I'm kind of curious to know what's in there. Maybe it's a pot of gold. There you go. Oh, nothing. Wow. All right. Wasn't expecting that. Do another drop. Wow, nice. Sawing at a good pace now, getting a good tone. And I got an extra board out of it. That ain't bad. If I can get another one. I'm done with this one, but I got three boards out of this I wasn't expecting to get. That makes me feel better.
Let's see what we got here. Everywhere I have nails, I'm gonna mark, and I'll probably even scan. So I'm looking at right there. I'm not seeing any. There, that's good. Check it. Yeah, the old Garrett's working. No. Get some discoloration. No metal. So that one goes here. Nothing there. All right, so those guys are clean. It looks pretty good. You can see where I took that metal out of it. All right. It's a good sign, but I don't mind drying it and then just cutting it later. So that's a big hunk of metal. So well, that was fun. It took a little longer than I wanted it to. I actually got about 3 boards extra for today. This was not how I expected it to end up, but as I said, I don't have a script I follow. I start sawing, something happens, and that way you know this is real life. And I do have to admit, I am somewhat impressed with the little Garrett. I don't even remember how much I paid for it. I'm sure I got it off the Amazon or something. I'm starting to like it. If there's a moral to this, is logs have metal in them. It's just part of sawing. Don't have a freak out. Try to strategize a way around it. Don't let the log win. We will see you guys next week and gals next week. Please like and subscribe. I make these videos more for your entertainment than mine. At least you get to see me get a little frustrated. I don't get frustrated very often. Sawing, it's just part of the process. I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated there. Anyway, please like and subscribe, and we will see y'all next week. Okay, Yahoo. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.